'Twas the nightmare before Christmas, and all through the internet, not a creature was stirring, not even one of those digital pets. Website wish lists were all filled out with care, hoping that friends and relatives would buy things from there. And watch this review, rather than regale you with more of a really bad parody, decided to bring out a Nightmare Before Christmas collectible. This is the Jack from it's a Disney Store exclusive. Start to say from the Disney Store line, but there is no Disney Store line. The Disney stores are just notorious for not really having much product information, so it kind of is like a Disney Store line. Most notably, there's not even a date of production for this or anything else. They do a lot of one-off items. I picked this up, I think, between 2005 and 2007, so that kind of gives you a ballpark. Only paid like $9.50 for it, which, you know, is a pretty cool price and everything. The box itself is really neat. You can just toss the figure right in there. I can't remember if they had something holding him in place, but, you know, just pop it open and voila, he's back inside his collectible packaging. Pretty cool. I do believe that they had something to hold him in place, though. Now, when I call him a figure, it's probably a bit of a misnomer. He's really more like a doll because there's not much articulation and he does use real cloth clothing. I guess that's kind of like where I draw the line between action figure and doll. It's just the whole cloth clothing. I don't know. He's fairly tall. He's about 10 inches. For scale, let's bring in another figure doll. The Retro Action Lex Luthor. So, yeah, Jack definitely is a taller figure. By the way, Lex Luthor will be visited by 3 ghosts this night and possibly even learn the error of his ways. Not likely. But, you know, it's a story for another time. Back to Jack here. As mentioned, because it's more of like a cheaper collectible, kind of like a doll thing, you know, there's not a whole lot of paint detail. Clothing is pretty basic. Articulation, virtually non-existent. All you really have are swivels where the arms will move, neck will rotate, legs will kick out, and then get some rotation at the wrist and at the... no, I guess just the wrists. Now, if you wanted to, you could remove the coat, but there's really no detailing underneath. Now, I've never seen the character without his coat on, so I'm not sure if he should have like a rib cage or something, because he's supposed to be a skeleton, but I guess it's something I've never really thought about either. I just kind of assumed that he'd be all bony underneath, but, you know. You'll also notice that there's like little fraying and stuff on the ends of this. I don't know if they did that, I don't know if they did that for a deliberate effect or if they just went really cheap on the production, but, you know. For what it is, I guess it was kind of cool at the time just because they didn't really have any halfway decent collectibles for this character out. Especially, you know, just to buy them locally. Since then, we've had the Rebel Tech Jack Skellingtons. We have both the Christmas costume version and the normal version, which are about 5 inches tall. They're imports, which makes them kind of expensive, but they have like all sorts of crazy articulation. They're pretty cool. And then we've also had some other larger figures, which are currently available in stores now, like in places like FYE and stuff. The Review Spot reviewed one of them recently. I picked up the version of it with a pumpkin head, which I didn't think was very Christmassy. I might do that later in the year or save them for Halloween, because Nightmare Before Christmas is both a Christmas and a Halloween movie. Possibly my second or third favorite Halloween movie. About the same for Christmas as well. Rate's about the same as the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer one, but not as cool as Santa's Sleigh, starring Bill Goldberg as a homicidal Santa. And, you know, it's actually surprising how many homicidal Santa movies you have. Except for this one, Bill Goldberg is actually supposed to be the wrestler Goldberg, or former wrestler, is supposed to be Santa. suppose the other ones where it's just some nut dressed up in a Santa outfit, like the All Around the House episode of Tales from the Crypt from the first or second season. Very cool episode. It was actually a remake of an older anthology thing that was adapted from a comic book, but that's really off topic. I'm not even going to touch upon that. Also, there's actually a really cool one coming out called, I think it was Rare Exports, where basically they find like this sort of crazed Santa just out in like the middle of, I guess it's like a Norwegian area, but it's, something I've definitely got to check out at some point. Oh, you also can't forget the original Gremlins happened at Christmas time, but enough about that. I mean, personally, I'm not even going to get back to this figure, I'm sorry. But, there are like tons of collectibles available for the Nightmare Before Christmas things, but I missed everything like the really first time around, so... because when it first came out, I didn't really like it. Then when Kingdom Hearts came out, basically everything from Kingdom Hearts I kind of revisited, and I realized I did like The Nightmare Before Christmas quite a lot. But there's a ton of collectibles out, including small little figurines that are still widely available at places like Borders, Target, and other places. It retails for like $4. I actually did a video about those previously. But, yeah, I mean, this figure isn't anything really special, but, at the time, it was definitely something worth picking up. I mean, with the whole swath of collectibles now, it just doesn't really rank up there. However, at the same time, it's a kind of obscure collectible that I thought would be worth just showing. So, here it is, the Disney Store, Jack Skellington. Probably no longer available in stores, but knowing the Disney Store, who can say? I don't even have one of them around me anymore. But until next time, folks. And by next time, I mean my actual Christmas video, which I'll be uploading tomorrow.